and normally I would not dedicate a monologue to something that happened in England, but this is too important. This is the real George Floyd story, and this is why this show exists, to call this stuff out. And you will see no better example of anti-white bias, of police bias, and media bias, and racism against whites than what just happened in England that nobody was talking about on Sunday. Again, this is why we're here, to cover what the rest of the media covers up. On December 3rd, 2025, 18-year-old Henry Nowak, a white man, was stabbed to death while he was walking home alone after a night out with friends. He was stabbed by 23-year-old Vikram Digwa, a Sikh man who carried this thing, an 8-inch long dagger with him. He was able to carry it legally as part of his Sikh faith. And Digwa stabbed Henry 4 times for no reason. We learned that during the trial. But when Digwa's brother called police, he told them that they'd just been attacked racially, because if you live in England or here and you say the word racism, the world suddenly stops.
Sorry, we just got attacked racially by some white person.
Right, okay. Whereabouts are you?
We're on Belmont Road.
Just out in the street, are you?
Sorry?
You're just in the street?
Yeah, literally. I just parked up my car to come home, and he's attacked my brother.
You're talking about verbally or physically?
No, he physically attacked my brother. We're Sikhs, we wear turban, and he's just attacked my brother.
We're Sikhs, we wear turbans, and he just attacked my brother. We're Sikhs and we wear turbans, which has absolutely nothing to do with anything. I'm Catholic. I wear polo shirts. Nobody cares. Certainly not the police. Certainly not in a situation like that. But if I had a turban on or a hijab, police are now being trained to care more about them than they do about you. And this is happening here. In this case, even when somebody is murdered. And when the police arrived at the scene, Digwa claimed that Henry had knocked off his turban. Can you imagine that, knocking off somebody's turban? It didn't happen. So what did the police do? They arrested the white guy. They arrested Henry, who was lying on the ground bleeding to death.
Yeah, he's grabbed my brother. He's took my turban off, started grabbing my head.
Are you injured?
Yeah, I've got swollen eye, a little bruise.
All right, just step back a little bit for me. Someone flag these down.
I've just stabbed.
Right, let's get you out of there, shall we?
I was in bed asleep. Whenever just phoned me up, they look, someone's attacked me. I can't breathe.
Grab his other arm. What's happened to you, all right? You've been stabbed? Whereabouts? I don't think you have, mate. Hand?
I can't breathe.
Put the hand in the cuff, mate.
Yeah. This is like numerous times this has happened to us. We've been walking, we parked multiple times we've had people racistly attacked, still nothing happened.
He's saying he's been stabbed, so
Where
let's
is it
just
you
check
think you've
him.
been stabbed? In the face? Oh no, but we have to check, don't we?
No.
In the face?
Just get these to back off.
Can you hear him there? It's difficult to watch. It should be. That's why we showed all of it. We're not going to cover this up like the rest of the media. You can hear Henry pleading with police, begging them for help, begging them. He's saying, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. He said it 9 times on camera. Then he said, I've been stabbed. And one of the police officers, who's still on the police force, said, quote, I don't think you have been, mate. Henry Nowak died just minutes after we stopped the video. He bled out in the back of a police car. The last words that he heard on this earth were Hampshire police in England reading him his rights because he knocked off somebody's turban, which never happened. Because in the post-George Floyd world, the police are now being trained with anti-white bias. Police are being trained to evaluate your race when they arrive at the scene. And the results in England were what you just saw. Police arrested an innocent 18-year-old with his entire life ahead of him because a person of color lied to the police and said an evil white man knocked off his turban, and the police believed him because they've been trained to believe them. But unlike George Floyd, the saint, here in America, Henry Nowak did not have meth in his system or fentanyl. He wasn't a criminal or a deadbeat dad. He didn't resist arrest. But he was white. That was his crime on this night. And he was stabbed to death, again by a Sikh wearing a turban, and the police didn't care. And I keep referencing the turban because it's important. Because even after he was finally arrested, he was able to have his mugshot taken with a turban on. Here it is. And we do the same thing here in America. I have no idea why. Somali women keep getting arrested, and they're allowed to wear their hijabs because the police don't want to offend anybody, because turbans and hijabs are part of their religion, even though it makes it really difficult to identify somebody down the road if they're wearing a turban or a hijab. But the police don't care as long as we don't offend any Muslims or any Sikhs.